Praise be to your holy name, Father. You know, I come today wanting to talk about Syria again. And I'm going to give you a link to this page. It's a news page. And it seems like sometimes you can get a deeper understanding of what's going on in the Middle East from other sources besides our regular news, because the news is caught up in so much stuff about the trial that is now going on with this young man. And yes, I sat here and watched it, and it's beyond my words how people can become so demon possessed that they would do certain things like this. My heart goes out to the people in Colorado and to his parents. But we are in hard times, okay? We really are. Many things are happening that is not good. I mean, we have 2 girls that disappeared up north. Children are being killed by their parents or someone they says they love them, or are kidnapped and taken off. Either killed or sold into the sex slave market. Many bad things are happening. But this thing over there that's happening in the Middle East is a civil war between Muslims and Muslims. You know, the only way I can compare it to maybe get people to kind of understand is like when we had ours, the North fighting against the South, brother up against brother, father against son, strictly on belief. Well, now, didn't the Bible said that it would happen? There would become a time that the mother against the daughter, the father against the son, brother against brothers. Go read in the scriptures. Begin with Matthew 24. I mean, let me read it before I continue this. Matthew 24, signs of the end of this age. And Jesus went out and departed from the temple, and his disciples come to him to show him the building of the temple. And Jesus said to them, See ye not all these things? Verily I say unto you, there shall not be left one stone upon another that shall not be thrown down. And as he sat upon the Mount of Olives, and of course we all know this happened in the year 70 when Rome did this, so that prophecy is fulfilled. On down to 3. And as he sat upon the Mount of Olives, the disciples came unto him, privately, saying, Tell us, what shall these things be, and what shall be the sign of the coming of the end of the world? And Jesus answered and said unto them, Take heed that no man deceive you. Take heed. You need to, right now. Take heed to not let any man, woman deceive you. And there are many false prophets and teachers out there trying to deceive people. And ye shall hear of wars and rumors of wars, and see that you be not troubled. For all these things must come to pass, but the end is not yet. So the end, that last 7 years, is not yet. For nations shall rise against nations, and the kingdoms against kingdoms, and there shall be famines, and pestilence, and earthquakes in divers places. And there is. There is. You know, people like to try to prophesy and say there's going to be earthquakes and storms and stuff. Well, my goodness, people, wake up. Yeshua, Jesus Christ, already prophesied it. Let me read it again. For nations shall rise against nations, kingdoms against kingdoms. There shall be famine and pestilence. Look at what's going on in America, in the heartland right now. A drought killing our crops and things is going on right now. So this is happening right now. No big news, no big prophecy. Yeshua's already prophesied it. And earthquakes in divers places, and we've already seen that happen. And all these are the beginnings of sorrow. These are the beginnings, right up to that time when the 2 witnesses will come. Then shall they deliver you up to be afflicted, and shall kill you, and ye shall be hated of all nations for my name's sake. And then shall many be offended, and betray one another, and shall hate one another. Listen to that. This is what's happening right now with the Muslims. Betraying one another. It's going to spill over. Many false prophets shall rise and shall deceive many. And that's happening. One of them, I truly believe, is Elizabeth. In her own fantasy world of zombies and vampires and Lord have mercy. And because iniquity shall abound, and the love of many shall wax cold. But he that shall endure until the end shall be saved. And this gospel of the kingdom shall be preached in all the world for the witness unto all nations, and then shall the end. And I'm going to stop it right there to go over and talk about Syria and the Muslim civil war is part of this prophecy that Jesus Christ, Yeshua, gave forth himself. Because it is a civil war between Muslims that's gone on. And it's a brutal civil war. There are 2 factions, 2 groups. The Sunnis and the Shiites. We see that the Sunni group contains mostly of Egypt, and we know what happened with Egypt now, since their ruler is kicked out, which we helped do. But now we got the Muslim Brotherhood in there. Sunni. Turkey is another. And believe me, she's going to play a big role in this end time. A big role. She's going to be one of the major players in the end time. The Gulf states, Saudi Arabia, all lining up together. Sunnis, radical Muslims. You don't understand. And all of this hate from the Sunnis and the Shiites, which the leader of Syria is a Shiite, not a Sunni. That's the reason why the Sunnis want him out, so they can take over. And we see that this war is erupting right now in the worst way, right there in the land of Syria. It started over in Egypt, and it's just making its way around. But the major battle right now is going on in Syria. America, America, wake up. And we can see that the United States, why do we always choose the wrong people? I don't understand. Yes, what he is doing over there with his people, killing them, may seem wrong, and it's really wrong by all standards of humanity. But you have to understand, this is a civil war between two Muslim factions. One is a radical Muslim. They are Sunnis. And they truly want to kill anyone that will not turn to the Muslim error, with all the laws and everything that they have. But United States is lining up behind the rebels, the Sunnis. And in growing evidence, we are helping direct resources and weapons to the rebels. Let me tell you, and it's also reads in the report, if the president of Syria is toppled, Assad is toppled, it is a great possibility, and I predict, not just a possibility, but will be a fact, that Israel will have a second radical Islam regime on the borders. And by us helping this regime, their blood, what they do when they take it all over, will be upon our hands. Because we have stepped in and helped overthrow leaders like there was a peace treaty with Egypt and Israel, but yet we backed the rebels, and now they have a dictator that's a Muslim, part of the Muslim Brotherhood, part of the Sunnis. one of the generals that was killed over there when the rebels went and bombed, you may not know, was a Christian. And he was one of the leaders that stood by Assad. And by them coming in, they're after Assad, but after the Christians too. Trying to take over, trying to get control of that country. And once they have accomplished their goal, state by state, step by step, Egypt first, and others now, Syria, are all coming down to the boiling point, all lining up for that war that will eventually happen sooner than most people think. We need to wake up. The only thing I can tell you is that maybe you need to call your congressmen and senators and stuff and tell them to tell the president to stay out of it. Because every time we help one of these radical Muslims get into office, we are only defeating our own selves. Now, I know the truthers say that they were not the ones that took the two towers down. Well, I disagree. I totally disagree. I believe it was planned by bin Laden, who was a Sunni, sending most of the people from Saudi Arabia over, which is Sunni, and flew the planes in to kill our people and others. But yet we give arms, we give resources with these people. What are we thinking? Oh yeah. Our president is backing this. So, Mr. Obama, it sounds like you are a Sunni Muslim, backing the Sunnis, which is a very radical Muslim state. So you want our country to become totally 100% like Egypt, Turkey, Saudi Arabia, all of them with the radical Muslims, and them taking over now, because once he's gone, and I mean, on the news I heard before the trial thing started that Syria has chemical weapons. What do you think will happen when the Sunnis get a hold of all these chemical weapons, all of these other things that are stacked over there? Hidden in a valley over there. What do you think they're going to do with them? People, we are in dire times. And the only reason why I keep warning and telling you this is that the only one that can help us individually, is Yeshua HaMashiach, Jesus Christ, and the covering of his blood. And we need to get our heart right. We need to put our heart right and begin to really pray during this year of an election. All I can see is disaster coming, because of the other man and his religion. People, I don't know would be any better, because that's what Joseph Smith wanted to do, is the Mormons. And that's what got him killed, is because he wanted to become the president of the United States and turn the United States into a Mormon religion. Take it over and make it a Mormon state. Well, he was killed. Over here in Missouri, he was killed. So there is some people that knows things about the Mormon religion are afraid of the man that we have running. Do I think that he'd try to do something like that? Well, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. I can't say no, and I can't say yes. I don't know. Because truthfully, I don't believe he'll become president. I believe Obama will become president, and this Muslim terror will keep going on, because I'm sorry to say, I believe it's the will of the Lord. We're in the end days. Things are being set up. Things are being set up over the Middle East that has to be set up, and things are going to happen. But there is hope. There is hope in the name of Yeshua HaMashiach. There is hope in the name of Jesus Christ. There is hope for us. Maybe not in this world, but we're not of this world. We're not of this world. As Yeshua said, he wasn't of this world, nor are we of this world. We are from the kingdom of heaven. We have to stand for him when all odds are against us. We have to stand for him and put that full armor upon us. It is time to make up your mind and make your decision whether you serve him or whether you serve the God of this world. It is your choice. Things are upon us now. We either accept him or we go down with this world. Our choice, all of our choices, are up to us. And as this civil war unfolds, we need to prepare our hearts for when we see Damascus totally destroyed, and we need to pray for Damascus. We really do need to pray for Damascus. You may say, oh, well, we can't do anything about it. We need to pray. That's what we need to do. That is what we can do. Because bad things happen when good people don't do anything. And we need to pray like we've never prayed before. For not only over there at the Middle East, but for America, because America is radically making dangerous choices that in the end will bite us. So, Father, in the name of Yeshua HaMashiach, put your hand on America right now and wake that body that you called out to stand up, stand out, and pray like you never prayed before. Bring them forth to pray and speak your holy word, to stand as one against the tyranny of this world, of the ungodliness and the sin of this world. We need to pray as we've never prayed before. Pray for our families. Pray for our loved ones. Pray for our friends. Pray for our country. Pray. In the name of Yeshua, put that spirit of prayer upon each and every one of us, that we will seek your face and stand only for you. In the name of Yeshua HaMashiach.